What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday, and welcome back to another installment of Mr. Eric Reads. Big shout out to Mrs. Eric Reads again for covering me, because I may or may not have forgotten to bring my book, and it would have been trouble. So, thanks again, Mrs. Eric Reads. Everybody likes it when you take over and read, so just a note. Speaking of a note, today we're going to read about Marc Brown's famous character, Arthur the Aardvark, and this is the tale of Arthur Writes a Story. So sit back, relax, and enjoy a tale right here on Mr. Eric Reads. Arthur's teacher, Mr. Ratburn, explained the homework. "What should I write about?" Arthur asked. "Anything," said Mr. Ratburn. "Write about something that's important to you." So Arthur started his story the minute he got home. He knew exactly what he wanted to write about. And it went something like this. "How I got my puppy pal. I always wanted a dog, but first I had to prove I was responsible. So I started Arthur's pet business. My mom made me keep all the animals in the basement. It was a lot of work, but it was fun. Until I thought I lost Perky. But then I found her, and she had 3 puppies. And I got to keep one of them. That's how I got my dog pal. The end." Arthur read his story to DW. "That's a boring story," DW said. "Does it have to be real life? Because your life is so dull." I don't want to write a boring story," said Arthur. "If it were me," DW suggested, "I'd make the story about getting an elephant." So the next day, Arthur read his new story to Buster. "Did you like the part about the elephant puppies?" Arthur asked. It's okay, I guess," said Buster. "I'm writing a cool story about outer space." "Maybe my story should take place on the moon," Arthur thought. So then on Wednesday, Arthur read his newest story to Brian. Well, scientifically speaking, elephants would weigh less on the moon, but they wouldn't float that high," said the brain Brian. "So you don't like it?" asked Arthur. Well, a good story should be well researched," said the brain. "Like mine, if I had a pet stegosaurus in the Jurassic period." So Arthur hurried to the library. "What are all those books for?" asked Francine. "Research," said Arthur. "I'm writing about my pet 5-toed mammal of the genus Loxodonta." "Your what?" asked Francine. "My elephant," Arthur explained. "Oh," said Francine. "Well, I'm going to put jokes in my story." All through dinner, Arthur worried about his story. "Please pass the corn," asked Father. "Corn, that's it," said Arthur. "Purple corn and blue elephants on planet Smellephant. Now that's funny." "Arthur is acting weirder than usual," said DW. On Thursday, everyone was at Sugar Bowl, and they were talking about their stories. "Last year, a kid wrote a country western song for her story," said Prunella, "and she got an A+. How do you know? Asked Arthur. Because that kid was me, explained Prunella. Mr. Ratburn said I should send it to a record company. It was that good. Wow, said Arthur. So that night, Arthur's imagination went wild. He decided to turn his story into a song, and he even made up a dance to go with it. Later, he tried it out on his family. Now, this little boy can go home and enjoy his own personal striped elephant, and you will see how happy he will be here on planet Smellephant. Well, said Arthur, what do you think? Mother and father smiled. It's nice, said Grandma Thora, but a little confusing. Yeah, and it's too bad you can't dance, said D.W. Oh, what am I going to do? Said Arthur. My story is due tomorrow. That night, Arthur didn't sleep very well. The next day, Arthur was worried that Mr. Ratburn would call on him first, and then he finally did. When Arthur's song and dance was over, the classroom was so quiet, it was almost spooky. Binky raised his hand. Did that really happen? Sort of, said Arthur. It started as a story about how I got my dog. I'd like to hear that story, I think, said Mr. Ratburn. Well, the title was How I Got My Puppy Pal, said Arthur. And Arthur told how proud he was of his pet business and how scared he was when Perky disappeared, and how he told how happy he was when he found her under the bed, and how he was surprised when he saw her with 3 puppies. And the best part is, said Arthur, I got to keep one. Buster said, I like that story better than the other one. Great story, said Binky. I think Arthur's story was the best, said Francine. Good work, said Mr. Ratburn. Of course, I expect you to write it all down by Monday. Then Mr. Ratburn gave Arthur a gold sticker. Oh, and one more thing. Leave out the dancing. The end. That was Arthur Writes a Story by Marc Brown here on Tuesday's edition of Mr. Eric Reads. I hope that your day was awesome. If it wasn't, make tomorrow better. Continue to make good choices, guys. Make choices that set you up for success. Wash your hands. Be safe. And please, practice kindness in everything that you do. And until next time, I'll see you guys around. Take care.